If it is or if it ain't, it's going to come out. Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you are listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is September the 13th, 2022, and today the topic is divine favor. Good morning, y'all. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I hope that you all had a great Monday yesterday. Mine was just fine. Mine was just fine. There was a few significant things that happened yesterday. So just for my memory banks, I might as well share. Long story short, y'all know I got up and did the juice yesterday. I felt like it was a powerful juice. At some point, there was like 6 people tuning in live, which is something for me, because again, every time I do this, I don't expect anybody to tune in live because it's early in the morning. So the fact that, anybody was tuning in, hey, to God be the glory. I hope that you all received something. I did go and look up DID for those that aren't familiar. And if you did not look it up yesterday, DID means dissociative identity disorder. So, yeah, that's what Mr. Joshua was talking about yesterday. That's what he was talking about in his testimony that I shared with y'all yesterday. And I did, he did respond to my message yesterday as well. And he said that the Lord revealed some things to him and whatnot. He was going to address it on his show. So by all means, go check out Live Manna Network. And it's livemanna.org. And see what, if that's something, again, that you all need to go deeper about and whatnot. Check him out. That's where he is. And hopefully really soon he's going to be on GSL. But until then, and, obviously if you guys want to keep up with him and what he has going on and hear what the Lord done showed him or whatnot, then go check out livemanna.org. Yeah, so, obviously that was one thing that was significant that happened yesterday. Also yesterday, man, look, I had a full-blown conversation with my son yesterday, which was very interesting. Like, yesterday morning, so he wakes up. It had to have been around 7. I don't know what time it was, y'all. But he woke up and he came in my room, which he always do. But yesterday morning, it just was like, it's like, hello, mommy. I was like, hello, NJ. Good morning. How are you? He's like, I'm well. And so that was the first thing that shocked me because he was like, I'm well. I was like, you know what? First of all, what 3-year-old goes around talking about that they're well? Then he's like, so what are we going to do today? Which sometimes, like on Sunday mornings, basically, I'll get up in the morning and I would sing my little song that I've been singing to him since he was a baby. What was that? It's a cell phone ringtone or alarm that it's just like a good morning alarm. I can't remember which company it was. It might have been T-Mobile, but so basically I would sing that song to him when he woke up as a baby. And so now sometimes I still sing it to him when I wake him up, which is a rare occurrence because usually he gets up on his own these days. But on Sunday mornings is when I tend to get up before him and go to his room and wake him up. And so then if we continue with that process, right? So basically he comes and he's like, I ask him how he's doing or, good morning, X, Y, and Z. He's like, I'm well. And then he's like, so what are we going to do today? And I was like, well, I don't really have any plans today. And he's like, I have the plans. He's like, I have a plan. I said, oh, okay. Well, you want to tell me about your plan? He's like, I want to go to church. And I was like, well, I told y'all he just thinks we go every day, I guess. I don't know. But, so I was getting ready to tell him that, it was Monday. Well, he said, that was another thing too. He's like, it's Monday. And I was like, yes, it is Monday. That was the other thing that shocked me. Because, so before he said about the plan thing, he was like, it's Monday. I said, yes, it is Monday. He's like, so what are we going to do today? And I'm like, I don't have any plans. And that's when he said, I have a plan. I said, oh, well, tell me about your plan, son. And he's like, he's like, I want to go to church. And I said, well, and I was getting ready to tell me there's no church today. And then that's when my husband came in and was giving him hugs and stuff like that. Came into the room where we were at. But yeah, yeah, I'm like full blown conversation with this little guy, man. Um, Very interesting. And the funny thing is too, which I guess I give y'all a little more preview and whatnot. But basically, I was talking to him because I do feel led to start getting plugged into Mountain West and be a part of some of the small groups and stuff like that. I think I told y'all that before. And so there is one that is going to be um like interacting with a certain community. And so I was telling like every other weekend, and apparently the kids can come. So I was telling NJ about that because it kicks off this week. And I was like, so, well, on Saturday, this is when this thing is supposed to start. And I'm thinking that we'll do this, X, Y, and Z. And then my husband was like, what's this weekend, right? I was like, yes. um, you know, which I don't know if you all know or not, but yeah, this weekend is our anniversary. Yes, on Friday, on the 16th, that's our anniversary. And yeah, but I didn't think he wanted to do anything, you know. So, um, so for example, if he didn't want to do something, then I was probably going to take NJ to that event on Saturday. But if we are going to do something, then we'll just go the next weekend or weekend after next. But anyway, so that's something as well that I'm like, okay, it seems like we're going to do something. So we'll see, and I'll let y'all know, right? So that was another thing that was significant that happened yesterday because I had to start brainstorming about what can we possibly do, and everything like that. And then outside of that, it was just my husband's from home, things I do, all that type of stuff. But later on in the evening, I started working on something that I had been meaning and wanted to do for a long time, and that is I don't know if you guys remember that I told you all. Well, one, my father passed. My actual father passed before I was born, and obviously I have inherited some of his traits, and one of those things is writing and songwriting and whatnot. And so my mom has this tape of him, which she considers to be, I guess, his last song that he recorded. And I would say to myself over the years that I would either, remake that song or finish the song or whatever the case is. And so I guess I started the process of that last night. I was listening to it. I was recording it digitally. I was recording it so then that way I can give her tape back. And yeah, so I finally started that process, and I think that's I was getting a little inspiration. Now, to be honest, I think like as I listen to the recordings, it sounds like it might be three songs in one that he recorded, and then unfortunately there is like a few gaps because I can't fully understand like what he's saying in some places because of I guess the way it was recorded. But we gonna see what the Lord do. We gonna see what the Lord do with it. It was nice to at least start and actually get a recording where again, like I said, now that I have it and I can save it, and whatnot, I can give my mom that tape back. And so yeah, man, and to be honest, I've been kind of slacking on my gift of writing and singing and recording songs. I mean, y'all kind of have gotten a little bit of something when it came to the songs that I made for NJ. But that's like the most recent songs that I've written. Um, I've been kind of just I don't know. I think because I have these songs that I've been singing to the Lord for years, and because I haven't recorded those yet, I'm just like, let me record those before I keep making more and more and more songs, which is probably a bad thing because I'm probably like, stunting the growth of my gift, right? But by doing that, but so we'll see what the Lord do with all this music thing. I'm just letting y'all know that that was something that would happen yesterday as well. Um, So yeah. Maybe I'll go deeper about all that, talk more about that in the after show. But let's get into this conversation about divine favor. So basically, I woke up this morning. I don't. Okay, so I guess it was my alarm, but it didn't ring the way it usually does. So I'm gonna check it and see like if I'm missing something or whatever the case is. But anyway, so I woke up pretty much on time, at 4. Um, and I started to look up. Um, I know I started to listen to the prayer meditation, which was good, but unfortunately I don't really remember it right now because again, that's what tends to happen when I engulf my mind in other ideas. But long story short, after I did the prayer meditation and prayed and everything, because it was really a good prompt for more prayer, and so I just kind of was praying for everything, just me, my family, thanking the Lord for what He's done, thanking the Lord for my friends and family, praying for each of them, and praying for the people that I've encountered, like Mr. Joshua, and just on and on, just prayer, and eventually after I did all of that, the phrase "it's already done" came into my heart and mind, and so that ultimately is what led me to divine favor, but which I guess kind of reminds me of the prayer meditation this morning because it was kind of centered around, goodness, overflow. No, wait, not overflow. Was it abundance? I think so. Like abundance, overflow. It was talking about things of that nature, which for me was a little confirmation. Was like, okay, Lord, thank you for the confirmation, that you have the abundance. Like again, my apologies for not remembering the exact wording in this moment. But yeah, so I feel like I've been getting a few confirmations like that about the one today, but then what was the other day? Some random confirmations of like, I don't know, maybe it ain't for y'all then, because obviously they're way away from my mind, so maybe I'm not supposed to tell you. Maybe it's for me, but just know that I feel like I've been getting some confirmations here and there. Um, but anyway, so let's get into this chat about divine favor, and because if the Lord is telling us it's already done and everything like that, I was looking up verses centered around that phrase, "it's already done," and they were resonating, they were good, but it's just I feel like those are things that I've shared before on here, and not that I can't reshare something, because I'm sure I have. And I'm sure divine favor, this is probably the first time I talked about divine favor on the juice. I mean, but um, I don't know. This morning, as I was reading those verses, it just was like, okay, it's just the, not say the normal stuff, but it was like the verses, like for I know the plans I have for you, and yeah. So I guess if you aren't familiar with those, y'all can go to openbible.info. I don't know if I got it on here, but openbible.info, and just look up, you know, um, it's already done, and see what comes up. But yeah, divine favor. So these verses stood out to me, and even though on one hand it's like, not say they're random, but I felt like they were good verses to reflect on. So here we go, sharing them with you this morning. Proverbs 8:35, it says, "For whoever finds me finds life and obtains favor from the Lord." Um, yeah. I mean, again, if we're seeking the Lord, and we will find Him, and then obtain favor from Him. I was actually reminded of one of the Bible stories or biblical accounts that stood out to me this morning, was the one about Esther, right? She was so nervous. She was so afraid to go and talk to the king, but it was already done, right? When she went, um, obviously, the Lord had me soften, the king's heart to her, right? And so, although it was a dangerous situation for her because nobody approached the king without being called, vibes, and everything like that, but sometimes, in the midst of our situations, we need to just remember that, hey, it's already done. Um, and go with that boldness, go with that faith, and believe that. Speaking of faith, I believe, right? No? Hmm. Should I read that verse next? Nah, let me just keep it in order. I got it. So then, today's verse I want to share with you all is Psalm 5:12. It says, "For you bless the righteous, O Lord. You cover him with favor as with a shield." So yeah. I mean, we're covered, y'all. We are covered, and it's already done. And so this is divine favor. How can I say this? Like, on one hand, I'm not gonna lie. Like, as I was writing down these verses, and again, these all sound beautiful. Um, I guess I can sympathize, right, and understand like how people may doubt this, because people go through things, and there's like a lot of terrible things that happen, either um things that may happen as a result of things that we do, but then also things that just seem to happen out of the blue, like sicknesses and all types of things like that. um Now, the interesting thing is there are definitely a lot of people in the Bible that have dealt with their different sicknesses and things like that, and so I think there's a lot in there that sometimes shows us that it's not necessarily a personal sin, right, of the person that they're going through certain things. Like, yeah, some things might be you, right? Some things might be me. Some things might be my choice led to X, Y, and Z. But then, from what I'm understanding, because sin is in the world, period, is the reason why certain things happen, like sicknesses and whatnot. We can all go deeper with that idea and stuff, but yeah, that's just something that crossed my mind this morning. So, um, but what does that mean for us, right? Does that mean God has forsaken us somehow because sin is in the world, and then now we can get sick and all these different things? I don't think so. I mean, I think, God shows us grace and mercy. God gives us peace in spite of. I mean, again, a lot of people that have dealt with terminal illnesses and whatnot have the most joy and the most peace, and they show the most love. And not to say you have to go through those things to be like that, but how much more should we, that if we're not going through those things, be like that? Because again, if those people can find peace, love, joy, hope, and all those things in Jesus, then who are we? You know what I mean? Like, that should be motivation for us to if we are all well and good, to praise God all the more. Just something to think about. Just something to think about. If you want divine favor, right? Not even just that, but if you I guess in order to even see the divine favor, right? Because again, sometimes we got to be in those low points to even see God working and moving. I know I talk about it here all the time, even though on one hand, this feels like the highest point of my life. But on another hand, it is a interesting time. It is a trying time. It is a time where I'm leaning and depending on the Lord. And again, because I'm in this place, I'm able to see how God is moving and see each individual way that He is blessing, me. I told people in the after show, so I don't know if I told you podcast people, but long story short, one of the things that happened on Saturday was some gentleman decided to pay for me and my friend's meal at the pizza place that we went to. He never talked to us or nothing. Well, and I keep saying he never talked to us. The only thing he said to us was, "You all have a good evening." But outside of that, like, it wasn't like he was sitting next to us and we got to know him or anything like that. He was sitting outside and we were sitting inside. And like I said, I don't even recall even looking his direction. But for some reason, he decided to pay for me and my friend's meal. Now, maybe people might just look at that like, oh, that's a coincidence or whatever. For me, I look at these like that as a blessing because, again, yeah, I did have a few dollars set aside to go out that evening, but again, y'all know my situation. I ain't got to keep talking about it on here. And so the fact that, somebody that I don't even know his name. I can't even remember if I told him thank you because I was just so in shock that it happened. I was like, wait, who? What? That, yeah. So it just, I just, I say all that to say that, yeah, I'm able to see those different things now because of my current situation. Like, because again, if I was just, just thriving, and everything was just in a way where I felt like I was doing all the things and I had all the provisions and stuff. Like how, not to say I wouldn't be able to see God move, but I think it's easier to see God move when you're in a lower place, if that makes any sense at all. But anyway, let me keep going. So then Proverbs 16:7, it says, when a man's ways please the Lord, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. There you go. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I don't know if I would go out of my way to say I have enemies, but obviously, there have been some interesting interactions in life. I would just put it like that. I've had some interesting interactions in life, and I would say I try to find peace with everybody and everything like that. But hey, I guess I could see this happening in my life so much so where if there is an issue or if there is a quote unquote enemy, from what I'm understanding, the Lord has saw fit for them to remove themselves from my life, and so yeah, you might not even have to really even interact with your quote unquote enemy, is what I'm seeing here. But hey, even if you do interact with, God can give you peace with those individuals as well. Look, I guess that's another sign of divine favor, those people might be ending up blessing you and things like that, or you might end up blessing them and stuff like that. And so it's just very interesting again, this walk. But I'm gonna keep on going. 1 John 5:4, it says, for everyone who has been born of God overcomes the world, and this is the victory that has overcome the world, our faith. So from what I'm understanding here, it's saying that our faith is what is the victory that is overcoming the world. And yeah, y'all, yeah, I guess, yeah, that's just a little sneak peek at divine favor, this morning. Again, from what I'm receiving, what led me to all of this is this thought that, hey, it's already done. And so I guess, I don't know if you're listening to the sound of my voice today, I hope that is some confirmation for you, and that encourages you and inspires you. I think there's a really good passage that's in the Go Deeper section today for you all to peruse and let marinate on your heart, souls, and minds. So I hope that you all do that, because that's the juice. That is the juice. The Bible verse of today is Proverbs 19:17. It says, he that hath pity upon the poor lendeth unto the Lord, and that which he hath given, all he pay him again. All he pay him again. So, friends, I hope that you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye.
Hey y'all, I'm Nyla O'Neal with Anchor Phlebotomy Institute. We're located at 737 South Hill Street in Griffin, Georgia. Look, this program was birthed out of a will to help and push you closer to your dream, customizing each and every learning path for each and every student, giving you hands-on education with myself and other teammates. We're here to help you and drive you to be the best version of yourself. Look, we're a 12-week program, and it will be vigorous, but it will be worth the work. Put the work in, you will see it in the end. We are dedicated to seeing you not only finish our program, but to get certified. We are an accredited school through the National Phlebotomy Solutions, and we are so ready to meet each and every one of you. Contact us today.